Welcome to the Vegetarian Family Traveler. Join me as we travel Prague. Our journey begins in Eindhoven. We take a flight from Eindhoven to Prague. Do you know what the top 5 most visited cities in the world are? It's London, Paris, Istanbul, Rome, and Prague. Prague, the capital city of Czech Republic, is swathed with art and history that has been in the making for a millennium. The origin of this ancient city dates to the Romanesque period, and it progressed through the Gothic, Renaissance, and Baroque eras. Prague was also an indispensable part of the Habsburg monarchy and the Austro-Hungarian Empire, and it also played an important role in the Bohemian and Protestant Reformation. Located on the banks of River Vltava, the city is loved by tourists from all parts of the world. The many museums, art galleries, and historic structures like the Charles Bridge, Prague Castle, the Astronomical Clock, and St. Vitus Cathedral are among the most visited sites in the city. We arrive early at the Charles Bridge to get uninterrupted view of the bridge and some good pictures. Charles Bridge is rich in statues and decorative lamps, and it catches the eye immediately. Prague is one of the oldest cities of Europe. Right now, I'm standing on the Charles Bridge, which was built in the 1400s. The Charles Bridge connects two sides of Prague, the Old Town and the New Town. Behind me, you can see the Prague Castle, the Petrin hill behind the clouds, and on the other side of the bridge, the Astronomical Clock. Charles Bridge is the oldest bridge still standing over the Vltava River in Prague and the second oldest bridge in the Czech Republic. The bridge, formerly known as Stone or Prague, has been only called Charles Bridge since 1870, and until 1841, it was the only bridge over the Vltava River in Prague. Crowds swell as the day progresses, and Charles Bridge has a new atmosphere. There are a lot of candy stores, souvenir shops, and cafeterias near the Charles Bridge. The night view of Charles Bridge is absolutely mesmerizing. We visit a pure vegetarian dosa bistro for dinner. The dosa, chambar and chutney tasted good, and they also had vegan cakes as options. The ambience is fantastic and we definitely recommend it. A short walk away from the Charles Bridge is the Astronomical Clock. We are now standing in front of the Astronomical Clock. It was built in the 1400s and was the first of its kind. The Prague Astronomical Clock is the world's most famous medieval clock and was built in 1410. The astronomical clock is a complex feat of craftsmanship, with the mechanical clock and astronomical dial being its oldest components, followed by the calendar dial. We went up the town hall tower to get a breathtaking view of the old town square. We also visited the old town hall and got a sneak peek at the mechanics of the astronomical clock. The crowd gathers to watch a show that happens once every hour. The top part of the clock is what is called the astronomical dial. It represents the universe, or at least what the maker's perception of it when it was built during the Middle Ages. The statues of the Catholic saints that flank the clock on either side represent vanity, greed, death, and lust. The clock chimes in every hour, and the statues are set in motion in a 45-second show. The ring moves back and forth throughout the year to indicate the varying time of sunset. The clock also displays time in the 24-hour format that we are used to. The most striking of all is the clock's function of showing Babylonian time through the sun hand. I enjoyed looking at the people more than the actual show. The person who built this clock was rewarded by getting blinded. This was so that he couldn't build any other replicas of this clock. It was believed that Prague's famous astronomical clock was created by the veteran clockmaster Janus, but it was discovered that it was made by Mikulas of Kazan and astronomer Sindel in the year 1410. we have a quick brunch watching the Old Town Square and head out for a drive in one of Prague's old cars. Let's drive down the streets of Prague and get a tinge of nostalgia. The Czech Republic is part of Schengen, but it's not part of the Eurozone, so the currency is not euro. The currency is Czech krono, and 1 euro is approximately 24 Czech krono as of October 2022. We did not face any challenges with bank cards. All the shops and establishments accepted them. The euro is also accepted, but the exchange rate is not good. We get to see some of the top sights in Prague on our way. Prague has an excellent transport network with trams, buses, and metros. The old town is connected well with trams, so we use trams the most. As you can see, there are old trams and new trams running throughout the city. For children up to the age of 15, transportation is free. A 3-day pass for adults is 330 Czech krono. We take a 1-hour boat ride with Prague boats. We get a fantastic view of the skyline of Prague. Let me show you some of the panoramic views. We head out for our next stop, the Prague Castle. Today, we are visiting the Prague Castle. It is 1200 years old and is the largest castle complex in the world. The important things to visit are the Golden Lane, the cathedral, and the complex itself. The Czech president has his office in this castle. We are standing in front of St. Vitus Cathedral. This cathedral is 1100 years old and contains the tombs of many Bohemian kings. St. Vitus Cathedral is the largest and the most important cathedral in Prague. Apart from religious services, coronations of Czech kings and queens also took place here. This was founded in the year 925 by Prince Wenceslas. St. Wenceslas Chapel is the cult center of St. Vitus Cathedral. Its magnificent decoration and the different conception of its architecture emphasize its singularity as the central point of the cathedral, with the tomb of the most important Czech patron saint. The neo-Gothic part of the cathedral consists of the main nave and the narrow side aisles, lined with chapels, and the northern wing of the transverse nave. The chapels have stained glass windows. In the cross nave, the ceremonial entrance into the cathedral can be seen, the Golden Gate, leading to the third courtyard. I saw an interesting electronic candle where you drop a coin and it lights up for some time. The rising sun throws up many colors of the stained glass onto the walls of the cathedral. We go up 272 steps on this clock tower. We are on top of the cathedral tower right here, and it gives us some amazing views. You could see the working mechanics of the clock, and we could also see the bell. St. George's Basilica originated at the second church at Prague Castle. Only parts of the building, founded about the year 920 by Prince Vratislav I, have been preserved. When the convent of Benedictine nuns was founded in 973, the church was enlarged and reconstructed. Prague was famous for its alchemists. In this lane, they had their workshops, and then you will see how they used to create gold using other metals. Alchemy had many goals, all of them extraordinary and scientifically speaking not very achievable, such as the quest for gold, a potion for eternal youth, and the fabled Philosopher's Stone. Not only was the Philosopher's Stone able to convert metals into gold, but it would also extend life, heal illness, provide a never-ending source of light and fire. These lanes were inhabited by the defenders of the castle, servants, or for example goldsmiths, and the castle marksmen. From 1916 to 1917, house number 22 was inhabited by the writer Franz Kafka. The name of the lane is derived from the goldsmith who used to live there, as can be seen in the house number 15. In the 16th century, the name Goldsmith Lane has been documented, which later changed to the present Golden Lane. Here we see a very old movie theater. We are now on the terrace in front of the tower. This round cannon tower formed a part of the fortification system, and its bottom floor was used as a prison. The Prague Castle offers a fantastic view of the Prague skyline. Prague Castle represents the foundation of Prague. For this reason, and for its striking and surprising buildings and towers, this visit is a definite must. Thanks to this attraction, visitors will get an idea of how Prague came to be and how it has evolved throughout the centuries. The castle grounds are very extensive, therefore, you will need several hours to see it. We spent about 4 hours in the Prague Castle and were hungry, so we head out for lunch. Biastava offers pure vegetarian buffet near popular attractions in Prague. The lunch is tasty and reasonably priced. We recommend it. The restaurant is very close to the statue of Kafka. The 42 mobile tiers of this 11-meter tall sculpture align to form the face of the famous Czech writer Franz Kafka. Wenceslas Square is the commercial and administrative center of the city, as well as the site of important social and historical events. The square was created during the founding of the new town by Charles IV in 1348. Today it is dominated by the National Museum and statue of the national patron Saint Wenceslas. Did you know Bata is a Czech company? Let me show you the Bata showroom. Let us taste this unique delicacy of Prague, the chimney ice cream. The chimney is baked right in front of you and is coated with a mixture of sugar, cinnamon, vanilla, and almonds. You can also enjoy it with its inside coated with Nutella, caramel, marmalade, or jam, and filled with fruit, whipped cream, or ice cream. The chimney is not crispy, but soft and sweet. The closest similar taste is naan coated with sugar. Our next destination is the Petrin Tower. We take a funicular railway to get to the Petrin Tower. The Petrin Lookout Tower was conceived as a mini version of the Paris's Eiffel Tower. It was built in 1891 for the Jubilee exhibition. We are getting some fantastic night views of Prague. You can either walk up 300 steps or take a lift for an additional cost. We now visit the Prague Museum at Wenceslas Square. The National Museum is the largest museum in the Czech Republic. There are 3 floors and the possibility to visit the dome of the museum. All floors except the dome are reachable by lift. One of the most interesting things about this museum is the Hall of Minerals. This collection of 145,000 objects found its way into the museum in the 19th century. Watch amethyst, ruby, sapphire, and topaz in their natural form. Let us know if you know the Hindi names of these gemstones. Appreciate the amazing colors of iron ore in this stone. Let's watch a collection of objects from space. Meteorites. Did you know that stones can be photoluminescent? Watch these. There is a section that explains the evolution of animals, like the woolly mammoth. Gold, silver, and other precious metals were found naturally in the Czech Republic. This had triggered a gold rush. This section of the museum displays those in the natural form. Witness the uranium glass with me. Charles VI was also known as the Holy Roman Emperor. He had his seat in Prague in the 1600s. There are sections in the museum that explain the history and religious movements of Prague. We now go into the dome of the museum. Some fantastic views of Wenceslas Square and the new town. Prague has grown over 1,000 years and is one of the most preserved cities in Europe. Every nook and cranny of Prague has history built into it. Obviously, the best time to visit is summers, but visiting in autumn has its own charm. Concludes our journey to Prague, and now we head back to Eindhoven. Hope you've enjoyed the video and make sure to subscribe.